In this video, we're going to continue working on our A master page. We're going to work on the top part. If you did not save after the last video, go ahead and save now, either by doing Control S on your keyboard or File Save. You'll notice the little star goes away and your InDesign logo becomes full color. So the first one we're going to do is add some text boxes in each one of these columns. So I'm going to do Control + to zoom in a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and select our type tool. Go ahead and make 3 text boxes that fit inside of each column. Don't worry if they're not perfect. We're going to resize them here in just a moment. All right. So now I'm going to grab my selection tool. And I'm just going to drag up so they fit all 4 sides of my columns between my frame tool and my line. So in this first box, we're going to go ahead and go back to our type tool. We're going to click to highlight our text cursor. Go to your paragraph styles and make sure body text is selected, which it is. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And now I'm going to type what it says in the first left-hand column, which is volume 1, but volume has been abbreviated to VOL. Make sure if it's capitalized on the paper that it is also capitalized on your document. Space XXI. Next, we're going to click in our center column, and this one's going to say Published Weekly. And then our last one is going to say all the mini news. Now, we have our text, but it looks kind of funny because it's up at the very top and it's also all left justified. So we're going to go ahead and make this look a little bit nicer. So we're going to start with all the mini news, which is the last one we were working on. And we're going to come straight up to our alignment tools. We want this one to be right aligned. So you can just hover over, but you notice all the lines are to the right. And I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click where it says Publish Weekly. And we want to center align this one. And then our volume XXI is already left aligned, so we don't need to redo that one. Now that we have them the correct alignment, we need them to be in the center of our boxes because they still look a little weird being so close to our rectangle frame. So I'm going to grab our selection tool, and Publish Weekly was the last one we were working on, so we'll just go ahead and start with that one. And now you'll notice that your alignment tools are a little bit further over and they look a little different. We have our Align Top, Align Bottom, Justify Vertically, and then Align Center. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Align Center. I'm going to click where it says All the Mini News, Align Center, and then Volume XXI, Align Center. So now we have a really nice alignment of our columns. Next, we're going to go ahead and add an image to our rectangle frame. So go ahead and click in your rectangle frame. Hopefully you have already downloaded the files from Canvas or opened them into Google Drive and downloaded them from Google Drive. If not, pause the video and go ahead and do so. First, we're going to go to File and Place. In our folder of files that we have, we are going to open up the banner WMF. I'm going to click Open. And mine happened to open to the center of my document. But yours may not do that. So if it did not open to the center of your rectangle frame, go ahead and right-click in your rectangle frame, go down to Fitting, and select fit content proportionally. Now mine is already fit proportionally, but at this point, now yours should be in the center looking like mine. And one more time, that was just right click in the rectangle frame, go down to fitting, and then fit content proportionally. Go ahead and click anywhere outside of that rectangle frame to deselect it. Now we're going to go down towards the bottom, and we're going to add another rectangle frame, and it's going to be in this center column. We want this one to be a width of 3 picas, 8, and a height of 13 picas, 8. So what we're going to do is click our rectangle frame. I'm going to click in my center column, and now we have a rectangle options. So I'm going to change this to 13, pica, 8, and the height 13 pica 8, and click OK. So I have my new rectangle frame. I'm going to grab my selection tool and go ahead and move that so it is in the center of my center column. And you notice when I clicked it in there, a line popped up. That means it's in the center. With this rectangle frame, we wanted to have a 2-point black stroke with no fill. So I'm going to come straight up again to our fill and our stroke. Now our fill is already at none because it's got the white with the red line going through it. So we're going to change it to a black stroke. So registration or black works. I'm just going to go ahead and select black. And then where it says the 1 point, we want to go ahead again and change it to 2. I'm going to click outside of my rectangle or my square so that I deselect it. Now we want this square to be 1 pica 6 from the bottom margin. So we're going to do what we did earlier, and we're going to grab our line tool, hold shift, and click and drag to make a line. Don't worry about how long it is or anything like that. But now at the top, we're going to go ahead and change our length to 1p6 and hit enter. I'm going to grab my selection tool, click and drag this so it is down at the bottom. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, Control plus, so I can make sure that it is aligned. It is. So you can see it is matching perfectly with our bottom margin. So now I just got to click on my rectangle square, use my down arrow key to move it down so it is resting on top of our little measuring stick. Now that I have it aligned the way I want, I'm going to go ahead and again click on my little line to help me measure, and I'm going to hit delete. And this way, again, I don't accidentally leave it there when I go to turn in my project. I'm going to do Control 0 so you can kind of see what our product is starting to look like so far. We're going to add a line in the kind of like the top portion of our square we just created. It's going to be a 1-point royal blue line with a length of 11 pica 8. So I'm going to zoom in, Control plus sign. Now I'm going to go down a little bit so I can find my square. There we go. So now I'm going to grab my line tool. It is already royal blue, but we want it to be a 1-point line. So now I'm going to hold shift and click and drag to make my line. Now since they gave us a certain length, I'm going to type that in our options bar. And I'm going to do 11 P8 and hit enter. And there's our line. Now I'm going to use our selection tool to click and drag it down. Now you notice that pink line pops up. That lets me know it's in the center. also the green one as well. One last thing for this video is we want this line to be 3 picas within our box. So I'm going to make a little measuring line. I'm going to change this to 3P0, enter. And again, I'm going to use my selection tool to bring it in so that I can measure my line. I'm going to click on our line we want to make sure is 3 picas from the top. And there we go. And again, I'm going to delete our measuring line. Go ahead and save your work. I'm going to go to File, Save, or you can do Control S. Go ahead and continue on to the next video.